Yes, that's better. Let's put some respect on tonight's call. Good evening, guys. Welcome to our Just Do It June, our very first call today. A very, very special call that we are here. We're here in the presence of greatness. We have an absolutely incredible individual joined here with us tonight. I'm not going to tarry. I'm not going to waste no time. The woman that we have here tonight, those of you that have seen the flyer, her name carries weight. She is a brand by herself. This woman is the very first. Okay, and there's something about being a first. You guys already know. This woman is the very first, and in my opinion, the best educator in the platform, hands down. I'm sorry, I'm biased. She's a woman. I'm going to be behind this queen. Not only is she the queen of industry, she's the queen of mindset, in my opinion, and she is just a whole boss. This woman gave me belief 4 years ago. When I saw her strategy, she's somebody that showed us that women bosses could make it in this space. I know we have men on the call, but where the ladies at right now that understand that if you've been written off, baby, that there are certain people that have come in our life to show us that we deserve and we can sit at certain tables. And this woman is that woman for me, guys. When I saw her, when I heard her, first of all, I was like, yo, the way that she served, the way she loves people, giving to people that she does not financially benefit from, her integrity, her heart, the way she always does the right things, guys. She never gets sidetracked. She doesn't compromise her values. She's a woman that studied her craft, the very first educator, the best trader in the entire world. But here's the thing about it, right? Here's the thing. Not only with all of that, and you know, we're not going to use no income claims. I'm not going to get myself in trouble, but she ain't poor, put it that way. All right. She came from humble beginnings, but right now she's feeding the masses. Okay. But even with all of that, the humility behind her, guys, don't mistake, you know, the humility behind this woman, because I've seen her heart for people. And, you know, sometimes when you have such a heart for people, you end up getting hurt because you love people so much. And I've seen her pour into people. I've seen her love on people. And the fact that she's here today out of her busy schedule, she is a mom. She's a woman that has, you know, a wife, has things that she could be doing, but she's here today to serve. Okay, reign in from the United States of America, linking up with us here in the UK and everybody else around the world. I need you to help me right now. Welcome on to the floor, you know, my sister, Miss Kim Torres. Let me see if I can pull her up, aka the Forex chick. Okay, let me see if I can make her co-host and ask to unmute her as well. That would be great. Put some 777s in the chat for Kim, guys. This woman is an absolute beast. You already know what time it is. Kim, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you? Hi, Nikki.
Let's go.
How's it going, guys? How's it going? Can we give it back to Nikki? Can we give it back for her putting this together, her and her organization, really position you guys, you know, in a place of your life, in a season in your life, in a chapter in your life, to really connect the dots for your breakthrough, right? For your next step, right? Your success. What's going to be the next success story? And for me, when I meet other women in power where they're impacting and they're out to serve, and this woman messaged us like, can we do a call? Can we have you guys on a call? And it's to serve you guys. And for me, you know, it means a lot to me from woman to woman when I see the floor you take and how you really have been impacting, and not only impacting, when everything has crumbled and retraced, and with everything that's ever happened, she still remains on her 2 feet strong. And that to me is a woman of value, a woman of integrity, a woman who has morals and ethics. And for me, that is someone I choose and seek to align myself with, because these are individuals that are going to take you to places you've never experienced based on the decisions and the actions and the decisions that they make behind closed doors are so more value than what they do in front of you guys. So can we drop some 7777s for Nikki right now? Because to me, she is one of the top faces for the UK. I always see her running calls, organizations, and conventions. She was just here in Florida just like a month or 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, like for you guys, right? She's traveling here to get information and to be in proximity of people that are not only going to take her to the next level, but with her gaining information, this information transfers to you guys. So you have to understand, sometimes we don't realize the sacrifices that we do behind the scenes, and we don't do them for, thank yous. We do them because we know that our people are going to be able to prosper based on the decisions and the actions that we make behind closed doors. So once again, Nikki, thank you for not only serving your community, but literally serving I Am platform, for being an example, for being a selfless leader, and for being a strong woman in the middle of trials and tribulations. You have never folded. For that is my gratitude for you. And thank you for allowing me and trusting me to be here today serving your organization, guys. It means a lot. It really does. Guys, drop me some 777s in the chat. Oh, I see a few people in here that Nikki was talking about. I see her dropping some 777s. Okay. Hi.
Yes, Kim, we have to shout out Tosin. This girl has studied you, the life out of you. We have to shout out Tosin.
I know. I see her in the chats. I see her. I'm watching her. And Nikki told me a lot about you and showed me a little glimpse. And girl, I had a double take. I thought those were like my charts. I see you killing it. And to me, it just shows what duplication really looks like. And if she's able to duplicate, then what is stopping you? Because we are no different than one another. We all bleed the same, guys. There's nothing different on what everyone can duplicate. We have the same resources, the same access, the same platform, the same leaders. So if one person is able to duplicate another educator, it means this very thing. It means you guys have the same outcome as everyone else on here. And for those of you who do not know me, I'm just going to talk a little bit about me so we're not complete strangers. But my name is Kimberly Torres. I am married. I am not a mom yet, but I'm a mom to 7 dogs. Yes, don't quote me, 7 dogs. I'm a huge animal lover. I have 4 seniors, 3 young dogs. I'm a big animal person. As you can see, I love people. I love animals. So I rescue. I'm always getting all these rescues right now. But I came from a nursing background. So for me, compassion was really big in my field, because you don't become a nurse for the money because the money is not there. You become a nurse because you know that you're going to help someone who's in need. You're going to be able to help someone who's going through a dark moment in their life, whether it's you helping someone cross that bridge, whether it's you comforting that person, whether it's you just being, a confidant for that person at that and their weak moments, or is it someone who just needs you? And it's crazy because as nurses, we have to serve all, no matter the circumstances, and we put our life for our patients. And I was a nurse for almost 9 years, and it's not that I didn't love it. I loved it, but I had bigger goals outside of my career, and the biggest goal was helping my family financially. How many of you guys really, really want to achieve that? Because for me, I love nursing, but it was not going to help me retire my parents or pay their mortgages or buy them cars, right? Or pay for their bills or whatever it is that they need. I'm never going to be able to do that. And for me, it didn't sit well with my spirit that I was going to work for 30 to 40 plus years and never be able to put food on the table for other people. Because let's be honest, one income, you're one step away from poverty. And when I was a nurse, I was still living paycheck to paycheck. So if I couldn't get out of the funk of living this way of check to check, and it's not that I was living above my means, but you have to understand, guys, inflation, everything has gone up, but our paychecks don't go up, right? The economy goes up, but people's pay does not go and follow that. So for us individuals, for those of you that are working individuals, you guys understand exactly where I'm coming from. And it's very important to understand that Someone has to pay the price of success. When you make the decision to become successful, it means you're willing to pay the price for it. You're willing to pay the price for you and your family and the generations that are yet to come. But someone has to make the decision to pay the price. And that was me. I decided to pay the price. And it was a huge leap of faith because I was leaving my comfort zone. How many of you guys know that it's all you've known your whole life is a job? All you know your whole life is going to school to get a formal education so you can work a 9 to 5 and you can make your boss richer and you just get some few pennies at the end of the month just to get by. That's all I knew my whole life. And why? I didn't have anyone in my proximity that was doing better than me that I could learn from and grow from. You understand? I was around people that were living paycheck to paycheck. And those are the type of people I was attracting in my life. From my friends, right? From my coworkers, from my family, seeing that growing up firsthand, that living paycheck to paycheck was absolutely normal. There was nothing wrong with that. And the fact that 90% of the population have been programmed to think like how I used to think, it's a devastation because it's not okay. Poverty is a disease and it's not okay. It's not okay to have to settle. I always say this, dust doesn't settle, so why are you? You understand? And it's very important to understand that I went from a nursing background, not knowing a thing in day trading, okay? I didn't know anything, but I knew I wanted more, and I knew I had a desire for more, and I knew I was willing to take the risk out of my comfort zone and to do something that I had no understanding, but this was the only opportunity that was going to be able to set me free. Now imagine envisioning you doing an opportunity, not knowing the outcome, but you feel it in your heart that this is what's going to set you free. You see, when I learned about day trading, I was very skeptical. How many of you guys were very skeptical? Because I was like, it sounds too good to be true. Sounds like a scam. Sounds like a Ponzi scheme. I'm sure we all thought of that because I've thought of those ideas as well. But what I didn't think was, how were the rich accumulating wealth? I didn't think this way because I had no one in my environment to ever even question me about that. I didn't even know that day trading exists. I thought day trading was only for the rich people. And poor people like myself were never going to have an opportunity because we didn't know anyone in this industry. So you have to understand that if I can turn my life around, and I haven't only turned my life around, I've turned my family around, right? Because if I win, they're winning. You understand? I win, they win. I earn, they earn. Because that's how I was raised. When we get into a position, we got to take care of our parents. It now falls on our hands to take care of our parents. You understand? Take care of our grandparents. I was able to retire my grandma on stage in convention. I was able to take care of my mom. I'm able to take care of my dad. These are things that a regular job was never going to give or fulfill in my life. So you guys have to understand, when you make a decision, you make a decision for good and for the bad. Through thickness, right? How many of you guys here have ever said your vows? To death do us part, right? Through good and bad, through the ugly, through sickness, through health. That is the same vow you give to yourself when you decide to become an entrepreneur and you decide to become a day trader and you decide to take a leap of faith. That vow that you gave when you got married, for those of you that have ever been married, you have to understand that's sacred. And you have to understand that vow that I did to become an entrepreneur, I honor that vow. I have to honor that vow through good times, through bad times, through failures, through setbacks, through trial and errors, through adversity, through my tribulations, through my depression, through my anxiety, through the ugly, through the darkness. And guess what? In the midst of every obstacle I encounter, my desire for this opportunity was never questioned. You know why? Because I made a decision to commit to this. And commitment is through good and bad, through your highs and lows, through the good moments, the sad moments, the upset moments. And that's what you have to understand when you make a decision to join this platform and grow this business. Because let me tell you, day trading is a business. You're growing your portfolio because you're going to live off your portfolio. When you share this plan, you are also building a passive portfolio when you're building this business as well. You have to understand, I didn't build for many years because I just didn't know about it, right? I was just so focused in trading. And, there's times where I don't want to trade. But guess what? That residual still hits every Friday. You understand? You have to understand that multiple streams of income is where it's at. You don't want to put your eggs all in one basket. I was very on the fence, right? I was very on the fence. But I said to me, I remember Jason and Eric Sawyer, these are my chairman from the organization. And they said, Kim, you have such an influence. What are you doing? Like, there's people that need to hear about this and may never sign up until they see you doing something. And there's people that are going to bed hungry and you don't want to share the plan. You need to be an example. You understand, guys, that it doesn't matter what organization you're in because we're all one. There's no division here. We're all one unit. There's going from teams to teams. No. We don't do that over here. We're one family, one unit. You want to know why? Because what Nikki could provide for you, I can provide. There's no different. We're under one source, one platform, one unit. You understand? We don't create division. And there's something about this business because this is the only business where you can make money from in your sleep. That's the truth. This is the only business where you can make money in your sleep with day trading and building this business. The only two things that you can do in your sleep. Is that crazy? You plug in a trade and you can wake up and you get paid. Friday comes, you wake up, you still get paid. That's crazy to me. I started this at a very late age, right? A very, very late age. And I was very new to this, right? This was all new to me. But it has been the biggest blessing. I'm going to tell you this, guys. If you're not sure about this, I can tell you one thing. You haven't failed if you haven't given up. Failure is only when you make the decision over your life to walk away. Until you don't walk away, you've never failed. You're still here on today's call. You know what that means? You still have your desire. Whether you're giving it your all or not, you still hop on here today for a reason. You're not here by coincidence. You're not here by accident. There's a message that you're going to receive from me today that was meant for you to hear. And there's something that's going to resonate. Maybe something I say, maybe me sharing my charts, maybe something, but there's something that's going to really shift something internally for you. Because when you make a decision to become a day trader, you don't only do this for you. You do this for the people outside of who you actually know. I don't do this just for me. I don't only do this for my family. I do this for you. You want to know why? Because I still have to show up. I still have to make sure that I deliver. Whether I want to or not, I still have to show up. Because we took a vow to serve. You don't serve your pockets. You serve other people's pockets. And by the law of compensation, the more you serve, what does it say in the law of compensation? If you guys do personal development, how many people did you serve and how well did you serve them? That's how we get paid. We don't got to look for, you owe me. No one owes us anything. By default, the law of compensation is going to reward us by our good deeds, our good intentions, our pureness into wanting to serve. This is the best industry I've ever been in. And I wish more people just had an open mind to really take a chance on themselves because there's so many people that need you that you don't even have encountered yet. There's people right now that within the next 72 hours, you're going to change someone's life, whether it's an Instagram post, a Facebook post, or Twitter, whether it's a text, whether it's a conversation. Because you have to understand this, tomorrow isn't promised. What's promised is what you can do right now with your time. You have to understand, I did not want my generation to die in the chains of poverty because statistically, we're not supposed to become successful. And I wanted to change those statistics. And even if it's one person at a time, and there's 120 individuals here, even if just 120 of you can change that statistic and that narrative, then I did my job. Because I can tell you this, if you walk away from this you will regret it. Because there's nothing more fulfilling in this world than serving others and impacting others, not only around your area, but across the world, across nations. And that's what this opportunity is. You can do such great deeds off a Zoom call. I'm right now in New Jersey, and you guys are in the UK. It's 10 something at night. It's 5 something p.m. here. And it's crazy that with some Wi-Fi digitally, I can speak to you guys right now. It's crazy, right? How we can bless individuals around the world from a simple connection and speak to one another. Even we've never go meet each other. I've met you guys. And I'm hoping to meet you guys really, really, really soon, where I can go to the UK finally and engage with you guys in person and do maybe a super Saturday in person with me and the other traders. But I want to tell you, what are our intentions here? Our intentions here in I Am Academy is to make sure that we deliver an education that's going to set you free for a very long time, guys. Because everything we have, it is almost bulletproof that you can take this skill set and never have to look any other way. This skill set is going to change the whole narrative for future generations. You want to know why? Because the decisions you make today will create a huge impact on your future generation. And for those of you that are parents and you're on here today, you don't only make a decision on you. When you say yes, you're saying yes to your children. When you say yes, you're saying yes to your mother, yes to your father, to your grandparents, to the people that gave you life, to the people that were there for you. You say yes to them. And when you say yes to these individuals for an opportunity, it means you're saying yes to them through thick and thin. I couldn't walk away and tell my dad, you know what, Dad? This is not worth it. It's not worth me going through this trials and error, losing my hair, losing my mind, learning how to day trade. I don't want to help you. It's not worth this sacrifice is not worth it for you. I couldn't look at my dad in the eye and tell him he wasn't worth his sacrifice. I couldn't tell my mom and my grandma. I couldn't tell the people that I love the most in this world that I would give my own life for, that they weren't worth it. So when you make a decision, you're making a decision for your children, your children's children, because your example, your narrative doesn't only change for you. It is going to be a domino effect. Because if you could, I can, we all can, guys. And I want us to be able to move in unity. It's so important. Who here is ready to give it their all? Drop it in the chat box if you're ready to give it your all. It means not hype. We don't do no hype here. There's no motivation. This is not a motivational call. This is a wake-up call to make sure that light bulb goes off and you make a commitment. I don't want you to say yes off of hype. I want you to commit to yourself because you deserve it. Not me. You deserve to experience life's greatest treasures. You deserve to be able to witness and feel what it is not to wake up and look at your bank account and have to crunch for pennies and penny pinch. How you're going to pay this, and you can't do this, and you can't take your kids to this place because there's not enough money. Or if you go to the movies, we can go to the movies, but we can't buy snacks. Or if we go to McDonald's, you got to go to the dollar menu because we're paying. No, we don't want to live like that no more, guys. There's so much ways to bear fruit that God has put this platform. Let me tell you, when people are praying for a miracle and people are praying for financial freedom, for breakthroughs, what do you think this platform was set for? This platform is saying, hey, we're here to set you free. You're asking for financial freedom? We're here. You're asking for time freedom? We're here. You're asking to help your family out? We're here to teach you how to do this. You're looking to spend more time with your kids? We're here to teach you how to do those exact things. But you have to make the decision, not us. Because we can't call you, hey, I don't see you on this chairman call. I don't see you on the P5 call. I don't see you in the, I was tired. What do you mean? You're tired? You just told me last week you made a commitment. Why am I on and I'm doing good and you're not where you want to be and you're not on this call? Why is it always like that? I tell my team, hello? No, I don't want to do that. You want to know why? When you're committed, you don't need a reminder. That's how you know if you're committed or not. I never needed a reminder. Hey, why are you missing on this call? No one was my alarm clock. You know what was my alarm clock? My passion, my drive, my burning desire. When you have to look for people, it's because they haven't made the decision to be committed yet. But when you make a commitment, those are the people I want to work with. I want to work with the people who made the decision that they're committed. Until you're committed, it means you're not coachable. When you're committed, you're coachable. And I want to work with you because it means you're ready, right? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. We just wait for you to give us the green light. I'm ready. How many people here are ready? How many people here are committed? But don't say today, because I want to make sure a month from now, 60 days from now, I'm going to ask Nikki, hey, remember all these people? Look, all these people. Remember Gary and Robert and Dr. Marcia, right? Who else is saying? Lindy, Charles, Tanisha, all these people are saying they're committed. I want to see what your commitment is going to look like 60 days from now, 90 days from now. Because look what my commitment looks. I'm 7 years and 6 months in this business, and there's no question about my commitment. I'm committed whether I want to be or not. There's no question about it. I have no choice. I don't give myself a choice because failure in my book is not an option, and it shouldn't be in anyone's option. It shouldn't be. And I'm going to be here to help you guys, to guide you as a mentor, as a coach. You have a bunch of mentors that want to help you. And today, I want to show you. I don't know if you were on my session today. I teach at 7 a.m. and I taught at 10 a.m. And we really killed the markets. I don't know if you were on here with me today on TBX and on the Pro Pack, but we destroyed the markets. Like, we robbed the markets. Like, it was slaughtered. And you have to understand, whatever platform you choose, I want you to choose the platform that resonates with you, that's more tailored to you, because that is a platform that's going to help you hit your goals. We have amazing products and amazing educators. You may learn from me. You may learn from someone else. I don't care who you choose to learn from. I want you to learn. I want you to earn, and I want you to share. I want you to share everything that has happened to you around your life. I want you to show people, the outside people that are looking into seeing what you're doing, the nosy people that are on your social media, waiting for your downfall. You know how many people waiting? They're like, damn, man, 7 years and Kim is still at it. And you're still at your job. That's what I tell them. And you're still at your job. 7 years, you don't get sick and tired of seeing me? But hey, there goes ego, right? Don't let that ego get to you, because that ego, you cannot deposit that money into the bank. And if you can't deposit it, you definitely can't withdraw that money. I tell you right now, if you have an ego, drop it, drop it, drop it. My mentor told me you need to drop egos. And it's true, because the people with the biggest egos always have the smallest bank accounts, because the people who laughed at me 7.5 years ago are still in the same place. Some of them still live with their parents. Some of them are struggling. Some of them are now on Section 8, government assistance. Some people are even in worse condition than they were 7.5 years ago. And it's crazy. It was a group of girls that laughed at me and mocked me, and they called me a scammer. Oh, Kim is joining this Forex company. She may call you to tell you about it. Don't pick up. She's a scammer. Now, today, I asked them, how's life going? And, you know, a lot of them leave me on red, but they follow me. They watch every stories. They see everything I've been able to accomplish. We don't want to go down this path. This is why we don't buy the opinions of other people. We don't listen. We put our blindfolders on, right? We are eliminating the distractions, right? And we got to be laser focused, because the enemy comes as distractions. And sometimes the enemy are familiar faces. It's with sometimes people you don't even expect. And the distractions are real, and the enemy is real, guys. And you have to understand, that the enemy does not want you to succeed. He doesn't want you to fulfill your desires. He doesn't want you to get out of poverty. He wants you to stay in poverty. He wants you to suffer. He wants you to go through the trials and errors and adversity. He doesn't want you to succeed. He wants you to give up. So what he's going to do, he's going to put things in your life, people in your life, topics in your life, false ideas in your life to allow you to even consider to give up. And whenever my mind goes off the radar, I have to realign myself. Nope, that's a distraction and I'm not going to fall for it. Nope, that false thought in me, I'm not going to fall for it. That's the enemy. That false anxiety, nope, I rebuke it out. I rebuke and I cancel everything. I don't accept it. And I will not receive that. And that was what happens. A lot of people, they attack you when you're so vulnerable, when you're in your weakest. And that's when you need to have your discernment so strong at those points in your life, because they're meant to destroy you. They don't want greatness. They don't want you on these conversations. They don't want you on these Zooms. They don't want you to pay for your membership. They don't want you to hop on Gold Live. They don't want you to take trade ideas. They're going to put everything in your way to become roadblocks. And they come disguised as employees, friends, sometimes bad partners, bad associations, sometimes toxic families. Like, guys, it's happened to me. But we have to make the decision that everything that's not meant for us will not interfere with us. And I keep putting my blindfolders on and I keep going and going. And every time there's a roadblock, I go through it. Another roadblock, I go through it. Sometimes I got to go over it and under it, but I go through that roadblock no matter what, because I am laser focused. And that is the type of mentality you have to have, because if you're weak, you can potentially be destroyed. You have to be so strong and so driven and so committed that no matter what, you made a vow that you never quit. And that is a type of, this is hard, because for me, I had to have that commitment when my dad was almost on the verge of dying 3 different times in my life. In this, at my wedding, my dad has stage 4 cancer. So here I am. I got to commit a lot of goals for my dad. There he is at my wedding. I didn't even know he was almost dying. Stage 4, went into remission. So far, my dad's almost 3 years in remission. God has been doing so good over his life. Then 3 years ago, I'm teaching on Go Lives, and I'm there in the hospital with my dad with cancer. And then he got it 3 years prior to that. So within a 10-year span, my dad has gotten cancer 3 times, and I had to keep on pushing and pushing. The first time I was ending my master's program. The second time I was almost 3 years into this, and then the last 3 years. So you have to understand, the enemy has distracted me to pull me away. And I had, no matter how depressed I was, how hard, I had to understand to keep my goal and end in mind. All right. And you have to understand, you would sometimes feel defeated, but it's an illusion. You will sometimes question if what you're doing is the right thing. That's an illusion. And you have to understand one thing, guys. The commitment is so real that I promised my dad that no matter what happens, I would never give up, and I would continue serving and honoring. That's what my dad keeps saying. He says, I don't care how much money you make. Money does not do anything. I want you to remain a good person, and I want you to give back. And that is what I've been able to do. You know, a lot of us leaders, you know, we have family members. Enjoy them now while you have them alive. Enjoy them, because tomorrow is not promised. I've had a lot of people who slacked on their goals and they lost their parents, and now they feel guilty that they just sat on this opportunity and never got to give their parents any type of freedom. And if you have your family with you today and they're alive and they got lungs, breathing air into their lungs, you cannot take that for granted, because tomorrow is not guaranteed, guys. But what you have right now, you can make so much out of your moment. And that's why this opportunity, I'm so indebted to this opportunity. I'm so indebted to Jason Brown, the person who reached out to me to become an educator for this platform. And I'm so happy he was so persistent, because of the first few times I said no, I didn't want to teach for I Am. 4 years ago. I was doing my own thing, trading, my YouTube, and he kept being persistent, like, come, we love how you are. We want you to train our people. And I finally decided to do it. And seeing him like conquer so many goals for his family. And no matter what happens, we have to keep on pushing. And sometimes we lose family along the lines. And sometimes we lose people that are so dear to us. But the focus never goes. It never disappears. And sometimes during our weak moments, we have to strengthen our focus and realign our focus and have a deeper meaning to that commitment, because it's when you're committed to something, guys, and I keep saying this over and over, it's beyond you. This commitment is no longer for you. And that's what someone who wants to serve commits to. When you make a decision to commit, it's no longer for you. It's for everyone else. And by law of compensation, you're going to be so rewarded. It's you don't have to even look for your reward. You don't have to seek for your reward. And you may seem, but everyone's elevating, and why not me? God's saying your time is coming. Don't give up, because a lot of times you guys give up maybe a few days when you were going to get that breakthrough moment, a few months before you're going to get that breakthrough moment, and you can never question, why not me? When you're going to something, why me? No. What are you showing me? What are you teaching me in this moment? What do I need to learn in this moment? Because I'm growing through this moment. If you're in pain, you're going to gain something out of that pain. That pain does not go in vain. That pain turns into blessings. There's a reason why we're in the situation we're in, and they're teaching us something out of it. You don't go in pain for vain. You in it. You got to get something out of this. When I'm in pain, all right, I'm going through this, like, you trying to show me something. Maybe you're trying to humble me. Maybe you're trying to redirect me. Maybe my focus is not where you want. Just show me and tell me what am I supposed to gain out of this? What are you teaching me out of this? Because I know you would never put me in a situation for nothing. I don't question it. I appreciate the good and the bad. I know my timing is coming. Your timing is coming. All of our timing is coming for greatness. Sometimes we want something we're not ready for. And a lot of times we want success, but God says, I can't give this to you, because if I give you success, I will be doing a disservice to you, because you're just not ready for it. Even though we think we're ready, sometimes we're not mentally ready for it. Oh man, like, why can't I get my first 6-figure month? It will come. It will come when you're ready. When you're ready, your blessing will be received. When you're ready, it's when you receive the blessing. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. God makes no mistakes, and he is never late. He is always, always on time. And when you understand that, you will always be grateful for the good and bad, because you know one thing. He's always on time. And what's yours will never be delivered to the wrong house. Your mail will never, ever be delivered to the wrong house, because the thief of joy is comparison. And what's for you will always be for you and nobody else. And when you understand that, you don't question when your blessing is coming, but you patiently wait. But while you patiently wait, you also got to earn that blessing, because it is not given. You're going to go through highs and lows for that blessing. But once you are ready and prepared, because you're preparing right now, this is your foundation season. This is where you're building your foundation, because when you are building your foundation, and once your foundation is built, that's when your blessing is coming. So don't rush the process, because there's a date already over you on where that blessing is coming. So I just patiently wait, and I just keep on going in the trenches, and I work and I work and I work, and we don't question. And when you don't question, you're going to relieve a lot of stress. But guys, I want to thank you for this portion. But if you guys allow me, I want to get into the charts. I want to show you some things. I want to go over my teachings. I mean, I don't have anywhere to go. I literally kept over 90 minutes of this time for you guys. on my schedule because I just don't want to talk. I want to show you. I want to go over some things. So if am I okay to do that? Because I want to be on here with you guys. Like, I really love the energy, and I just want to be able to give you guys more information. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Just give me 1 second. Let me open Google. All right, perfect. This is good. Let me share my screen. Where is it? Perfect. Okay, you guys see my screen? Okay, let me put Google right here. Perfect. All right. So a lot of you guys know that indices is my specialty. I started with indices 4 years ago, and that was because of Christopher Terry, right? When he used to do futures, he taught me how to trade futures. And I asked the company, is it okay to bring indices into the platform? That's why there's indices even in this company. I was pushing it and annoying Chris and annoying all the corporate staff and allowing me to bring indices to the platform. You know, it was a pairs that they didn't want to initially want years ago because of the volatility on it. But I said to them, if you allow me to bring it and I can do it on a Forex platform, I said, I promise you guys, you won't regret it. And that's why the Gold Cup was the first app to ever have indices on this platform, guys. It was because I was very persistent, because I know that we could have done something big with this. And I wanted to expose people to these pairs, to this style of trading when it comes to indices. And I'm so grateful that we're able to happen, because look what happened. US 30 came, and then all the other amazing apps started bringing indices onto their platform. So it literally takes one seed of opportunity, and then a bunch of people see how great these pairs are, and now everyone is having indices across their platform, which I think is amazing, because there's never no competition, because there's so many different styles of trading indices, and I love how many traders are literally doing phenomenal with this, guys, right? It's a phenomenal thing to be able to use this platform to really showcase your talent. So I want to go over some pairs here, right, with you guys today, and I want to do indices, right? And I'm going to delete my chart because this is a different login. This is not my original trading view, but it's okay because I want to show you a few things. A lot of you guys, I don't know if you guys got in the buy from my 10 a.m. call, right? We did 10 a.m. Then we did for 7 a.m. I'm not sure how many people were able to hop on. The 7 a.m. was the sell. The 10 a.m. was the buys. I don't know if you guys remember, but I want you guys to understand something. I want you to know what's happening around the economy, right? I want you to look at indices from a different angle. Then don't look at indices from a trading style. Not right now. You're going to use the trading indicators or the strategy afterwards. Because the key thing is understanding where the economy is going. Because you can use any strategy around the world. I don't care if you're using pivots, levels, steady, the DeLorean, TBX. I mean, it doesn't matter what you use. Every product is doing phenomenal. My idea is, I always tell people, and I tell other traders, make sure people are understanding the key concept of what the economy is actually doing. And the only way to determine that when you're looking at the charts is to look from a monthly perspective. Guys, history will always repeat itself, but you have to understand about history. It does not repeat itself the same time, same day, okay? And you as a trader are supposed to identify these moves before everyone does. You are supposed to know before everyone else. You're supposed to know before the retail traders, because you never want to trade like a retail trader. You don't want to trade like them. So you want to be able to have an edge over them. And how you're going to have an edge is by looking at the monthly. I promise you, the monthly is a game changer. Even if you're scalping, it's still good to use the monthly. I'm going to tell you why. Because all these years, right? All these years, let's just look back. All these years, it did the dip for the crash, but ever since the crash, has indices continue uptrending even with all the pullbacks? Is it still not creating higher highs in the midst of pullbacks, in the midst of the war, in the midst of COVID, the pandemic, right? In the midst of the market crash in 2008, is the objective is this: does the market still go up? Yes. Is the market still trending up? Yes. Are there pullbacks? Yes. Those pullbacks are meant for entries for long-term positions. And in those long-term positions is where you scalp and you get your money in and out. You get the bag in and out the bag. Okay, and let me show you a few things on this monthly chart. When you're trading for the month of June, right? We're June 2nd. You want to look over the last 90 days all the time. You want to at least go back 90 days minimum, because you want to see what was the high and low over the 90 days. Write this stuff down. You want to know what are the highs and lows off of NAS, US 30, and S&P. Open your monthly chart. Look at the highs and lows from the last 90 days. Okay? What's going to happen here? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you in all of them. So we look at the last performance. So we see these 3 months. We can't count June. We see May right here. So that's okay. We're going to grab it right here to the body. Now, I'm not going to grab May's wick. Want to know why? I won't grab May's wick because for that wick to be filled, it forces me into a sell. So I don't care about this wick. You want to know why? Because the last 90 days was not here. I don't care about it. If it was there for the last 2 weeks, this doesn't gather information for me. I need real data. Okay? So this is May. Okay? This is April. Right? This is March. February is just in there because February just happens to be ranging in the same area. So my idea is this. What can you gather from these two lines? From a long-term perspective, you can gather a lot of information. And people don't look at this. It's like, oh, but I'm not going to know. Really look. You want to know when you can get in positions that you can just continue stacking even for scalping. So what happened here? When it came to this monthly low this morning, did we not buy? But did we sell first to buy? Why? Because the real move is the buy. You sell to buy. And you know what institutions do? When they want to buy, they take a sell off before they buy. And when they want to sell, they take a buy before they really sell off, right? These are how institutional trades. This is how corporations litigate their money, okay? How the markets are being moved across all platforms. So you have to understand a few things. When you gather the highs and lows over the next 90 days, you know where you sit in the market. You can't see that on a 5-minute time frame. You won't. You can't see this on the 4. You would have to zoom out and gather through all the candles, and it's going to be too much of a mess. But if you go to the monthly, you can see now the performance. So what do you think would happen if she breaks this institutional level over here? I mean, what would be the guarantee move is that this wick is going to be filled for sure. If she breaks, closes on, that's without a doubt. She has to grab, this is the liquidity pool right here. She pulled over here. Orders were picked up from the institutions, right? So guess what? The institutions were dumped millions and millions to make, they will lose $20 million on this move to make 200 million because they're selling to really buy. You understand? So a lot of people who catch and sell would make money, but their real move is to take everybody out. Why do you think this, especially on the monthly, when you get a wick like this, it means get ready for reversal. That's just one-on-one information. But what a lot of people don't do is they look the overall. I'm only interested in 90 days. Why? Because I need to make money now. So I need to know where I'm sitting over the last 3 months. Okay? So when I look at this, I know I'll sell her, make a few thousand pips here. Why? We have some imbalances to our left. But the key thing is when to get into the buys and when to get into the sells, right? So let's open the weekly. We're gonna go week by week. Now, when you see this, guys, do you see exactly do you see this fake out? I mean, obviously it wasn't a real move. I mean, it didn't continue. A continuation is a real move. A fake out goes in one direction and then reverses back into the real direction, the true trend on where it wants to go. And this is what happened with S&P 500. Now, when we're catching the move, we're catching the buy once she's done in the fake out, which is why you guys bought here today. Okay? So when you get this pull in here, guys, you understand that we, as institutional traders, we know that we're looking for a buy while retail traders are looking for sellers. Okay? And we can see the imbalances where, okay, we're going to get the reversals. What identified the 3 reversals? Were these wick rejections right here. So these were the reversals that gave us a signal that this is getting ready to turn. I mean, this is a perfect indication right here. I can show you even clearer. As I go into the daily and the 4-hour, you're going to see this more and more and more. Do you see this, guys? You see when it broke out, you would have made your money in the sell, right? Comes back, retest. I trade the retest. You go back in. You sell it back to these equal lows. Did it not create an equal low? Were these equal lows broken? No. So what did I tell you? Is getting ready to buy. These 2 equal lows right here were never broken. So what does that signal for you? Get ready for the reversals. You have to be able to identify this. Even with any strategy you use, you want to be able to identify these things in the market. Once you know market structure and you know the foundation of trading, your strategy should only be a confirmation to what you already know in the markets. And it's very, very key that you understand these concepts. That's why hopping on our sessions are going to teach you these core things, right? Earn and learn with us, right? No income claims, but you earn and learn, right? Because the more you learn, the more you earn. That's just by default, right? The more I learned, the more I was able to earn. That's just common sense, right, guys? That's why it's very important to plug into the applications, to plug into the Go Lives, to the apps. And if you can't hop on, watch the recordings, do the academy over, watch the retraining videos, go into the boot camps, hop on the group calls that they do for the organizations, guys. But stay close to the fire is very, very key because it can be very easy to be distracted. You understand? So with this, now that we see this equal low, I mean, you buy here, you would buy here, break and retest, you'd be buying. Where would be the next spot you're buying? Just with no indicators, you can see where you'll buy. I mean, I'm going to show you right now. Do you see any patterns here? Do you see this, guys? Look at this. Let me show you something. We know that there's an imbalance here, right? Can you see this imbalance? This impulse candle, this engulfing candle. Do you guys see this right here? So what's going to happen? How can you get another order? Well, you wait for another. You can wait for 4,200, psychological level, right? The banks love psychological numbers, right? We call these levels, right? So I know I can buy at 4,200. And where can I take her? To 4,250, 4,275 area? And what happens here? I wait to see, will there be a continuation of this equal high right here? Or is the price going to reverse back into the 4,200 to then continue going up? So remember, the history repeats itself, but not the same day, same time, same session. So your job is to identify what is the probability that the trade is going to go in your direction. And that will really separate you from the rest, right? Because the uncertainty is what confuses people. You can never be confused when you're in the market. You have to be very, very aware of your decisions. What is your plan to execute? What's your plan to exit? What's your plan to manage your account? It's more than just pressing buying and selling. How can I grow my account effectively? How can I have the best risk reward? How can I accumulate my account without putting it to risk? And that's why it's so important to have a trading plan and not deviate from that trading plan. So when you are executing orders in the market, there's a reason why you're executing, and there's a reason why you're exiting, and there's a reason why you're managing. So guys, we got into these buys today. We did phenomenal, but we also got into the sell first, right? Remember that we sold first, then bought. Now, the thing is that you have to be able to adapt and not get confused. Oh my God, we sold, why we're buying? Well, the market reached a level that now is getting ready to reverse back into buying orders, right? They collected a lot of the selling orders, and now price is going to pump back up, but you have to be able to identify when are these reversal patterns are coming. And if you get a fake out, you have to be willing to know when to cut your losses, right? And the greatest tip that I give is I like to cut my losses once my stop losses are broken, above or below, and close. It signifies to me, okay, Kim, this trade is no longer active and it's time to exit this position you have. And you can't be attached saying, oh, don't say a prayer, don't go over there wishing and praying, oh my God, turn around. That's not going to happen. The market is going to do what it needs to do regardless of what we do, right? You can't manifest or do affirmations. No, guys, because that's using your emotions, right? To hold on to a trade when you're no longer supposed to hold on to it regardless, right? Another thing is really being disciplined into your rules and maintaining rules, sticking to your rules, and not breaking your rules. Because what happens here, guys, is once you break one rule, you train your mind. It's okay to break another rule and a third and a fourth. And then by the time you look at it, you have no money in your broker account. You blame your leaders, you blame your uplines, you blame everyone else instead of taking accountability for the decisions you made, right? Based on emotions. You have to learn to detach yourself from the trade. You have to learn how to detach yourself from the money. You have to detach yourself from the what if, on the uncertainty or the losses. Don't attach yourself to anything. You're in the markets to make money. And if you don't make money that session, it's okay. You live for another day. Next session, next setup, it plays, it doesn't. But one thing you cannot do is question yourself where, man, this strategy doesn't work. I need to try another one. No, it's not the strategy. It's the way we execute and the way we exit and the way we manage is not appropriate for our account to go and accumulate more money. So we have to have a step-by-step, right? A step-by-step guide and how we are doing this, right? Because this is a business, right? You need to know the ins and outs of how your business runs, right? It's the same thing if you open a salon or you open a car dealership. Don't you need to know the ins and outs and how to make sure you stay afloat and you stay profitable? What's the difference between owning a business at a location and owning a business online? There's no difference. The same commitment has to be there, right? And trading is it's an actual business. You're building a portfolio where you're going to live off that money. So you have to make sure, are you making business decisions based on emotions? Because even if it's not a business of trading, imagine Christopher Terry made his decisions based on emotions. I mean, maybe would have been gone 5 years ago. You understand? Any business can literally fail if the owners are making decisions out of impulse, out of nervousness, out of fear of loss. You can't run a business that way. It's the same way you can't run your trading business this way. It doesn't work. It will never operate this way. And you have to be able to identify when you're making poor decisions. You have to be able to hold yourself accountable to not make these poor decisions. Does this make sense to you guys? Let me know in the chat box if this is making sense, because I want to be able to help you go over that fear, right? That uncertainty. I don't want it to consume you or to take over you and you feel like you're in consolidation and trading. You make, you lose, you make, you lose, you make. That's like staying in consolidation where you lose, you make, and you're always breaking even, or you lose, you're less than break even. Then you're not really doing nothing. That should be, okay, I need to evaluate myself as a business owner. And why is my portfolio not growing? What are the choices I'm making? And that's how serious it has to be with trading. And if you're not at that point yet, it means you need to invest more time, right? Always keep yourself around the fire. Get on these calls, participate in the classes, participate in all the events that we do, because this is only going to get you closer to hitting your goals. Does this make sense for everybody? Because even me, I'm still a student. I'm retaking a course that has to do for trading because I want to really sharpen my skills to make sure I didn't miss anything, to make sure that, you know, I can implement something. I always remain a student, and I'm 7.5 years in, and that's never going to stop because there's always going to be something that I don't know and that I can learn and I can grow from, and I'm not going to stop, and neither should you. I'm never a master or an expert of anything. I'm just a student that put in a lot of hours that can now share my experiences and my analysis to the world, right? But that doesn't mean I stop learning. I never stop learning. I never stop seeking for more knowledge. I don't, my desire, my hunger, it just wants more and more and more. And that's the appetite you should have over your life, over the decisions over your life, and how much time you're putting into the skill set, guys. I promise you, what I'm teaching you here today, you guys can do this. I mean, Nikki has people on her team that are doing this and helping you guys without me. So, I mean, duplication is there, is you have to take the initiative to want to be able to duplicate and want to be able to master this and want to be able to one day teach this to other, you know, people in your organization and help them out. But it all starts with one thing, and that's a decision you have to make, a decision that you have to commit to and stick to, right, guys? And even here, what am I going to do for Sunday, right? Tomorrow is Friday. I may trade if she breaks out of these highs and lows. I may not. If she doesn't, then I don't trade. If she does, then I will. Now look at this. We know that this area is also a reversal zone. So what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to move, just like I told you, I'm going to move it to a psychological level that the institutions like, right? 4,200. We know, guys, if you're on your own trading and you see 4,200 break and close above, we can clearly look for opportunities in the market, right? We can clearly look for that. Now, we can also clearly look for reversals, could we not? I'm going to show you right here. What happens if the market goes to here tomorrow or later, right? And she starts rejecting. Are you going to wait for down here to sell? Absolutely not. You're going to look for these levels right here, these previous rejection areas. I like to pass the consolidation out of these rejection areas to look for more sells. So I know price has to come up here. Once price comes into this area, I'm going to see what does she decide to do. Does she decide to break this high to continue up so I can buy her? Or is she going to make her way down so then I can sell her around this area? But for me to sell, she needs to pass my gray area, play around here so then I can take my sells. And where do you think I'm going to sell her to? Okay, we have an imbalance here. We have an imbalance here. I can sell her right back down and then buy her right back up. Does this make sense to everybody? Let me know. Let me know in the chat box if this is making sense to you guys, because I'm going to make money whether it goes up or down, and you need to be able to be that confident that you're going to be able to make money up and down. Guys, the same thing applies to all of them. Look at what we did here today. You understand? Look what we did here today. I mean, it's just going to repeat itself. Look what we did here today. Remember the buy that we had? Did she not pass all our targets? And what did she do? She continued. She even broke out of this high. She came back, closed above. You had an entry for 3 buy positions today. Guys, look how simple it is. I don't care where she goes. I either gonna buy if she comes here, or I'm gonna sell. Did you not sell first and then buy? Did you not sell first, then buy? This is what we did today. This is my markup for this morning. I was showing you that if she rejects here, right, we're going to sell below this consolidation. And we did, okay? And then we were able to buy out of my zones. I mean, we definitely would have bought anywhere within these 2 black lines. But my whole moral of the story is that we were able to collect bags in and out throughout the whole entire day. And this is how simple trading is identifying these zones, waiting for the rejections, and trade outside of the rejections. Hopefully you're writing this down. And all this information comes from the last 3 months of what the monthly has been doing on here. Look at this, guys. Doesn't SPX look the same? Doesn't SPX look the same? Isn't this crazy, guys? I know that if she breaks out of these arrows and she closes below here, look at all these cells we can take. And I know one thing, if she breaks out of these highs from these wick rejections, I can buy her right back up here. So we have a lot of momentum on both directions to make a lot of money. She broke out of these equal highs. Where do you think she's gonna go to the next one? Because she has all of this to be filled. Halfway to be filled. Simple. I'm gonna make money at the buy or I make money for the draw. But that is the mentality you have to have. You have to learn to have such a detachment of the market where you don't compromise yourself in the market. So I really want to thank you guys for honestly having me here today. I hope I was able to create some type of impact, answer some questions, some things that maybe you guys didn't understand, but we want you to have a long-term vision with us. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here. I'm going to always be here. My flag is planted in I Am Academy. This is one of the best platforms. I know of so many other platforms. I know a lot of traders from different platforms. And I tell you one thing, what we have is incomparable. And I know the value and I know what we bring to the table is next level. And, as long as you continue to trust us, we're going to continue guiding you in the right direction. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to meet you all at the top because we always know one thing for certain, the bottom's way too crowded. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having myself on here and seeing all you guys. And I'll see you soon, guys. Sunday, 10 p.m., Tuesday and Thursday, 7 and 10. Thank you.
Wow. Oh my gosh, guys, I just want to first of all just say thank you to Kim for pouring into us. When I reached out to her, she was like, how long do you want? I said, listen, I'll give you the reins. But I didn't, she is such a servant, guys. Not only do we get, some real truths, but we got the chart work as well. How many of you were taking notes? How many of you really was like, yo, my trading game is about to go up? Join Kim's sessions, guys. Like Tosin has been screaming from the rooftops. Like you guys have been getting paid off Tosin's sessions, but guys, she's been learning directly from Kim. I told you guys, this is serious stuff. Simplified and it pays. Like this is not a game. This is serious, okay? I really just want to remind each and every one of us that we have just had access to someone that we would not have had access to if we were not in this community. The level of information, that's 7 years of studying that we've just got in an hour and a half given to us by Kimberly Torres. Like, please, guys, if you can just show her some more love inside the chat box, tag her in. I know a lot of you have been taking your boomerang screenshots as a thank you from us here at Wealth Your Wealth for what she has done tonight. It's really blessed me. I know that it's blessed you all as well. And we are just honored to be able to have connections to individuals who can pour into us from the heart. How many of you really felt, the love from Kim and just felt her heart as she just really shared with us her journey and what she's been able to achieve? I'm not going to over talk it, guys. I'm not going to go into any more information.